listeners! Welcome back to the Greenius. Today's guest is kind of a big deal, like wildlife superhero big. She's a conservation ecologist, photographer, diver, hotelier, and author. But more than that, she spent her entire life giving animals a voice. She is known as the Tiger Princess. And no, that's not something from a storybook. She has spent over 30 years working to protect big cats and wild spaces, and has had a hyena on her back. How cool! In fact, she is the first woman on the entire planet to get a doctorate on tiger conservation from Oxford University. She also gives inspiring talks, writes amazing books, and somehow still finds the time to explore everything from underwater reefs to the mighty mountains. So if you ever wanted to know what it's like to walk with giant elephants, study tigers, or be besties with nature, this episode is for you. Please welcome the fierce, the fearless, and the totally fabulous Dr. Latika Nath.
Hi! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So good to have you here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I never thought I'd be doing a podcast with you. Incredible.
Yeah. So, our first question. I think that the best stories come from childhood. You grew up visiting wild places with your parents. Can you tell us about your first magical memory seeing a wild animal in its natural home? How did it make you feel?
Gosh, I went first time into the wild with my parents. They tell me I was about 3 weeks old. And they put me in a little basket and my nanny carried me and they had gone fishing in Kashmir. So I don't even remember my first time in the wild because I was just too little at that time. But I do remember my first tiger in the wild, and that was when I was 4. And it was in the Corbett National Park, and there was this big tiger hiding in the grass, and we were on elephant back. And I'll never forget that. That was just incredible. And that's the time that I just sort of fell in love with the magic of big cats. So it was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you're so lucky to have seen those animals at such a young age. Do you think that changed the way you looked at them?
Absolutely, because they became a part of my life. It was natural to have animals in forests as a part of my life.
Yeah.
So it definitely shaped me into the person that I am today.
I love that! Did you have a favorite place that you used to visit as a child?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to go to Kashmir all the time because my grandparents are from Kashmir. And very close to our farm, we had the Dachigam National Park. And I used to go there, as a little girl and walk in the park and go and look for the Hangul deer and the Himalayan black bear. So it was very special, and I think I was really privileged to be able to do that. So Dachigam was the place that I really, I called home. And I still love very much.
That's amazing. Did you have a wildlife wish list of animals you hope to see as a child?
Oh gosh, yes. And it grows. Every time I see another one on the list, I have another 4 or 5 that add on. So yeah, and I grew up reading all the classics and, Dr. Dolittle and all the things that he did and all the books on wildlife. So, otters was always a big favorite of mine. I wanted to always see otters and see otters all over the world. All of the cats, of course. And there's so many, and all the different bears. We have so many bears in India, but I also want to, till today, there's some species that I haven't seen, and I want to go to Canada and see the spirit bears of British Columbia and things like that. And a big one on my list was the narwhals, because just these magical beings with that single tooth coming out like a unicorn, that's something I still hope to do. So yeah, many, many, many animals.
That's such an amazing wish list. I really hope you get to see the narwhal very soon.
I also love being on safari, and one of the animals I've always wanted to see is the white rhino, which is supposed to be very shy and very rare. But I actually saw 3 on a watering hole at night in Madikwe, South Africa. It was such an amazing sighting. I'm so glad I had the chance to see them. We also hear lots about your work on tigers. What makes them so close to your heart?
I fell in love with them, like I said, very early on when I was about 4. But then there was all this work happening in Nepal at the Chitwan National Park with the Smithsonian Institute, which was the first really large project and the longest standing project on tigers. And I was very fortunate because I went there as a child with my dad, and I grew up with him and all his friends, many of whom were people who were working on different parts of this project. And I grew up with a photograph taken by a camera chap in Chitwan on my wall. So the tiger always mesmerized me. The sheer size, the sheer majesty of the animal, and the fact that people revered it and held the animal in so much awe. And it's one of the most recognized animals across the world, almost anywhere in the world. If you show them a tiger, they'll know what it is. And it's almost like a mystical creature because you don't see them that often. You have to make an effort to go and see them. And all of this really captured my imagination and got me really interested in it.
Wow, tigers fascinate me so much too. Almost to a point that when I'm on safari, I feel like they stare deep into my soul. Have you encountered moments like that too?
Many, many, many. And I've had a tiger walk right up to me. I mean, right up close. And when you look at it, the head seems, just so big. And you realize how small you are in front of this tiger. And when you stare into the eyes, you can just sort of take a deep dive in. It's just an incredible experience. But it's not just the tiger. The other cats that I find absolutely hypnotic are the cheetahs. I find that if you look at a cheetah really carefully, there's almost a fire burning in their eyes, and it's absolutely magical.
You can almost see that fire burning in the eyes in this beautiful photo that you've clicked. I'd love to know now, how does it feel to come in such close contact with these majestic creatures?
I feel I have a connect with tigers, and sometimes I feel that we're almost communicating, subconsciously. It got to the point where when I was spending a lot of time with them in the field, I could almost predict when I'd see one, where I'd see one, how to get close to them.
Wow.
So yeah, I do. And I've also studied animal communication. So you just begin to believe that there is a way of actually talking to the animals and using your ESP, if I can use that word, to figure out what they're trying to do or say or need. It's very special.
That's so cool! Was there any time that you felt that you really understood a tiger and used it to make a difference?
So, we in Bandhavgarh, we had these special tigers. I mean, they were special to me because I spent 5 years with them. And one of those tigers was this tigress called Sita. And we saw many generations of Sita's offspring and, spent so much time with her. And National Geographic made a big article on Sita and her family. It was a 64-page article with Michael Nichols doing all of the photographs, and I helped him on that article, and he later did a film on this and started talking about tiger conservation. And this was in the year of the tiger in the early 2000s. So it really made a statement, and it brought world attention to the conservation of the tiger. So it really did make a huge difference.
Wow. You're known as the Tiger Princess of India. What does that title mean to you?
It was It's changed my life being called the Tiger Princess of India. It wasn't something I'd ever imagined that I would be known as, and it was my PhD work and my years of doctoral research on the tiger that got me that title. Ever since, people all over the world know me as the Tiger Princess of India. And the fact that the film on me was shown for over 25 years on National Geographic across all of the countries that National Geographic screens in means that people recognize me internationally. It also gave me uh, a voice that I could use to talk about animal conservation, of course, tiger conservation, but beyond that, the conservation of nature and all animal habitat. And that brings a lot of responsibility. It also made me a kind of role model for a lot of young people. A lot of people look up to me because of that, and they know me because of my work, and therefore contact me and connect with me and ask me how I can, help them do something to make a difference. And that's a tremendous gift. And I think that's what this title got me.
You really have used your title to make such a big difference in the world of conservation. How does it feel knowing that you've inspired so many young minds?
No, it's a huge honor. It's a great responsibility, and it also is the one thing that gives me the push to take the next step forward when I hit a wall, or I hit a really tough spot in my life, or I'm going through a real low. Sometimes everybody goes through life and they hit a point where you feel, oh my God,
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's worth doing. Sometimes when you've lost a tiger, you find tigers have been poached, you find somebody's cutting a forest down, you find government or private industry people who just don't understand why it's important to do this.
Yeah.
And you feel like giving up. And that's the time when you realize you can't, because so many people are looking up to you. And if you give up, you're letting down everybody.
On that inspirational note, Dr. Latika, your life reminds us that being curious, kind, and brave can change the world, one wild encounter at a time. To everyone listening, this is just the beginning. In part 2, we'll literally dive deeper into the ocean she loves and tackle some unfair animal reputations. So please don't forget to tune in for part 2 of this incredible conversation with the one and only Tiger Princess, Dr. Latika Nath. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, sometimes the smallest actions make the biggest difference. Catch you on the green side!